Right, welcome. We are back. Nice little update. It's been a while. Things have been moving in the real world, obviously. Lots of stuff has been not happening. Same here. That's us as Joe Biden. Still at 100%. We got a brand new year, 2024. This is the election year. This is going to be big. I think I got myself pretty well set up, but obviously we're going to be looking to get the party set up for a long time. In fact, I might even obviously want to try to extend my term and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, how you guys doing? How's that inflation treating you? Yeah, I mean, are we learning how to speak Chinese yet? It's like, no, but we're not quite there yet here either. Whole nother agenda. I'm gonna go through it real quick. It is Saturday the 6th. Did skip through a couple days, but I'll go through kind of what we've been through since the last time. It is the 6th of January 2024, so beginning of the election year. But yeah, first thing first, we dumped a bunch of money in the research, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But we wanted to do a lot of research and came to with a lot of good wins. So DNA screening, which might take a little peek at that. That has to do with being able to replicate some DNA strands and like connect really old DNA strands with new ones, and they're kind of talking about cloning, stuff like that. We went ahead through the patent on it. I mean, let people go ahead and benefit from that. And then obviously this was a big one. We discovered this out of Africa, actually. We had been studying it for a while. We finally got it figured out. We got a leprosy vaccine. We were the first to do it. And so we are going to get a lot of money from that. And then obviously it's good for the world. So we're down with that. Let's take a quick look here at it. Our situation. Because not all things are good, obviously. So we still are very much in a deficit, and it's 17% of our GDP. So we're going to work on that. You can see that big jump from 21 to 24, 15% to 17%. Not good. We've been spending a lot of money though. So the budget shot up. I believe this is, in billions. So yeah, this is trillions. So it did pop up $1 trillion, I believe, or $1 billion. Yeah, it popped up $1 billion. We're at 8 trillion though. And so yeah, a lot of things went up, but we were spending a lot of money, and I'll show where. And still, main priority is debt reimbursement. So the main thing we spend all our money on is paying our debt off. 22% is what we're going to spend, and that's a lot of money right there. Think if that's in billions, yeah, that's a lot. Health security is what we spend everything on. Now the main goal, and obviously we're Joe Biden, so it's a whole different attitude, whole different mindset. I don't want defense up here. I want defense way down here, and I want energy to replace it. And so that's going to be very, very tricky, especially with all this juicy stuff in between. Might be a little too ballsy, we'll see. But energy is going to be very, very important to us, as we have some energy problems right now. And so we'll be working on this, obviously, where we want to spend our budget. We're obviously very much in the red, both in our budget and our deficit. We're just we spent a lot of money. But you can see our debt has starting to level out here. And so we'll work on paying off some debt this year a little bit. Maybe calm down with the pet projects, we'll see. We'll see. I want to get the energy taken care of, and that's going to be expensive. Taxation, we don't have to go too into it, but we did mess around with a couple taxes near the end of the year. In fact, we do have a couple things right here that are going through, and so law and airline ticket tax. I took that down a little bit, just to stimulate a little bit of growth. You know what I mean? Get people out traveling. Really well received in the House and the Senate, both sides. Everybody's feeling that, so that should go through on the 14th there. So next week, I believe. And then company tax. I also messed around with this a little bit, and this is all to work on paying some bills. Basically, I'm just generating some money a little bit. Not too worried about growth right now. Our growth is really good. Our inflation is insanely low, almost too low, so I have to take care of that. So, yep, Reform 2024 Company Gains Act, law and tax. This is kind of punishing the companies like we love to do, right? So we're gonna leave the taxes there for now for this quarter. We'll be going quarter by quarter. But that's kind of how our finances are looking there as of now. Growth real quick. Excellent jump. We were negative 3.5, which is just horrible. I mean, our country was like falling apart. We brought it back to positive 1.48. It's gonna jump another 2 billion is the forecast, but we're gonna obviously do better than that. And so also trade, I do want to work on trade a little bit. I'm not too sure like how Biden is with trade, so we'll have to see. He doesn't really talk about it too much. Yeah. Speaking of, just real quick, way off base, but speaking of trade real quick, we'll go down to Haiti. These guys are still doing very well. They love us, but I did try to get a free trade agreement with Haiti, and yeah, they did reject it. And it kind of shows you, it's kind of cool how realistic this game is, but it was a simple free trade agreement where I was going to get a little bit better access to their ports, a little better trade, you know, no tariffs, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, nah, they're like, we understand, that sounds great. But they're like, we realize we'd be completely dependent on you. And I was like, oh, that was my plan. So, no worries, we'll keep an eye on Haiti, make sure they don't get into a civil war or anything like that. But we also do want to help our Haitian friends out. Inflation here, you can see it took a steep dive once we got the economy back running very quickly. And we don't want it to get too low, so now we need it to kind of level out, possibly even go up. So that way we can get our purchasing power. You can see our key interest rate change here. I did that so we can I could try to get the inflation to bounce back up. And so, yeah, it looks like on the 17th, the key interest rate will change, and we'll see how that helps with inflation, just to get our inflation back and, you know, kind of in between like 2. You know, I think 2 is good. 2 and 3 is good. Even 1, but no lower than that. And so we continue to plant. This is part of why our budget went way up and our deficit went way up. So we did continue to add a couple more nuclear plants. A lot of them in Cali, I think southern Cali here. Yeah, we got 2 here, 2 dueling nuclear sites here, so we're going to continue with that, but I'm going to be very careful. It is very expensive, and so I have to make a decision between, do we stay in debt, get this thing done, do we take it slow? And I'll tell you here why taking it slow is a little sketchy. We'll go to energy here, and this is the problem with trying to do this renewable energy thing and kicking out oil, which has been really painful. Trade balance. Looks like it's getting a little better, actually. And our sales are going up a little bit, but this is all because of nuclear. Don't let this fool you. This isn't wind, this isn't freaking anything else but nuclear. A little bit of nuclear plants that have gotten, you know, finally gotten finished being produced and made. So we are electricity deficient, and so we've been having to ask our residents to kind of cut back 5% on all their energy. So this is kind of an embarrassment in my book, in the Biden book. So we can't have this. Our CO2 emissions did go down a little bit. In fact, quite a bit. Wow, that's something to be proud of. Nuclear production went way up, as you can see. And production of renewable energy did not slide up quite yet, but that'll happen as our nuke sites go up. But fossil electricity is still the main core here, 57%. Obviously, we're Biden. We want to change that. We want that to be something else. I'm just gonna go with nuclear because I mean, we got to do it. So we have gone in here. We actually did impose. Kind of going on with energy, but also going on with energy globally. China. We'll talk about China a little bit, but electricity, China obviously is still kind of the king. 26.94. We're at 21, but you can see our consumption's going up, and so that's going to demand some good trade deals, hopefully with Japan. Somebody else. We're going to try to see if we can beat China out on a couple things. But we have gone in here with our industry and our energy, and even with farming, and we've taken care of a couple subsidies, right? So let's see here. Nuclear electricity. I believe. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, it looks like we gave a couple subsidies to the nuclear site. We're actually going to do that now as well. Nuclear electricity, we want to help and aid in the production of this. So I'm actually going to give them... I'm going to give them $500 million in subsidies. That's kind of right now. But you can see we went in here and started subsidizing a couple things, boosting a couple things. Uranium is another thing we're probably going to start subsidizing and trying to get going. So yeah, energy though, as I said, we are deficient, so that's a big problem. We're going to work on that. Currently going to be importing it, unfortunately, from China. So I'll work on that too. I want to find someone a little cheaper, and China is very confusing for me. And we'll just go to China. We'll talk about a little bit of global stuff. Ukraine is still continuing to fight itself here. You can see the balance of power. It looks like Ukraine obviously is very, very well equipped. Let's take a look here though. Wow. 41,000 Ukrainians killed. 45,000 of the rebels. But as you can see, the rebels are pretty basic. Mercenaries, they got a couple armored pickup trucks. Ukraine is rocking with 228,000 soldiers. They're gonna be fine. We're not gonna get involved in this. They'll be fine. In Russia, we're just gonna kinda... Let's take a look at this military map here. There's Kharkiv. Fighting's going down in West Donbass. Let's not forget, we do have that atomic radiation event that went on last year. That was bad. That was bad. Look, a lot of people died. 250,000 people died. It was rough. So Ukraine's going to have a rough time even after this, just trying to get their economy back on its feet. But we're not going to get involved with that. China, we found out with our spies, who have been doing amazing work. The CIA, the FBI. Let's take a look here. I believe we did a couple bad things. We actually assassinated the president of a corrupt company, and we also did our first interference into an election. So I want to take a look here. The Chinese mafia. We have been working with a couple terrorist organizations, not obviously with them, but just trying to get information on other people. And so secret files on our heads of state. And we do have, you can see, we have a lot of dirt on a lot of heads of state. As we're Biden, we like to get our influence and our hooks into other global leaders in case we need to maybe get them to do what we want. And Mr. Ping here has been secretly trying to produce nuclear missiles, and a couple other things as well. And I went and took that to, I believe it was NATO. Was it NATO? It might have been the UN. I took it to the UN, which was my first mistake, because the UN basically was like, oh, well, yeah, you definitely have enough evidence, and it's definitely alarming. But China is huge, so we're going to ignore it. So they literally are going to ignore it. So we're going to, China and us, I don't know if we want to really be as friendly as I thought in the first place. I think we might actually continue to be rivals, but we'll see. We want to follow the Biden code. And so here we have a bunch of different map views. You can look at all kinds of different things. This is our election map, which we're going to be looking at quite a bit here with the election going on. We'll pop that on real quick, just real slow as we're ticking on. This map here, this map mode, you can actually go in and look at specific things. And so you can look at who's a member of OPEC, and something that I was really surprised about was Venezuela is part of OPEC. I forgot about that. And we all know my little mission with Venezuela, trying to take control of that oil. And so another goal of mine is going to be to get Venezuela kicked out of OPEC. I definitely don't need them in OPEC with what I'm trying to do. So I need them cut off from OPEC, cut off from everybody else, because that's my oil. I mean, but it's awesome. You can go in here and look at all kinds of stuff. I wanted to take a look at production, because you can take a look at nukes. Russia's #1 with 5,198. We're at 4,175. Unfortunately, we're going to get even less than that, because we're Biden, and what we're doing is working on getting our military and our militant reach out of the world. We're going to be more about peace, spreading examples of good climate change and management, healthy energy, all that good stuff. We're going to be focused on that. There's no need for military. There's no need for nukes. Look at France. They got 348 nukes. We got to be more like France. And China's got 197, but we know that that's not true. And that's what we wanted to track. So we're keeping an eye on that. You can take a look at anything. Electricity, who's got the most, who's producing the most, more on a map view. And so we'll be looking at it as well, keeping an eye on these things. But there's immediate matters, obviously, that we're taking care of. Budget, we already went to industry, energy. We're going to be taking it easy with dismantling the oil for now. We just can't afford it right now. Farming, we're going to leave alone a little bit. We did a major dismantling of the army. I'm surprised it didn't piss the generals off, to be honest. We got rid of 1,000 of these first generation tanks. We got rid of a couple thousand helicopters, a couple anti-missile batteries. This is part of the Biden plan. It's going to be the drawing down of the whole entire Defense Department. Once again, we believe that we spend just a little too much on the Defense Department here. As you can see, 874, I believe that is $1 billion a year. And in our mind, that is absolutely insane. So we would much rather spend that putting our name on this entire map. So this year, though, as a big goal and part of our long-term effort into Venezuela, I think the best way to get to Venezuela and have Venezuela become ours is still continue to strengthen our relationship here with South America, Central America. Get these countries that surround Venezuela to like us, to be on our side. Definitely Brazil. Brazil's actually I can see why people love playing this Brazil. It's just a big country, a lot of opportunity there. Not too bad of an economy if you can kind of grab a hold of it. We got better unemployment than we do right now, that's for sure. Decent growth. Better growth than us too. Gee, that's a little embarrassing. But anyway, they where's their army? Yeah, their army's not too bad either. But yeah, we're gonna get them to be on our side, obviously, just to kind of support us. And then I'm going to get into some election interference, actually, because Venezuela here is let's see how I look at it here. All right, here we go. Venezuela. Let's see, communist versus Democrats. So the Democrats, well, Democrats hold most of the power. But we're going to be taking a look into their elections, and we'll be seeing what we can do to influence that. See if we want to put someone in that we want, take someone out that we don't want. You know how all that goes. And so that will be the goal with Venezuela. And they're already checked their internet connection, their phone, their 3G, their 5G. It's absolutely horrible. So cyber attacks are going to be very easy. And that's how we'll continue with that. So we'll get this guy going. Take a look at our parliament here. And you can see that we still are doing very well, and the election will probably do really well. But I want to grab these guys as well. I want to grab this independent group from the Republicans and see if we can bring them over to our side.
Effect as of today.
Okay, awesome. That decree went in. That's good. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. That decree that just went in, or that law, is part of our solution to this really bad unemployment that we have. Everything was going well. Everything is going pretty well, except for unemployment. Unemployment shot up. Oh, this is an important meeting here real quick. Just because this is the, if I go back to Parliament real quick. This is the leader of the Party for the Defense of Nature, and they are kind of that subgroup that came out into power in the Senate, or in the House, in the Senate and the House. And they have a decent amount of influence, but they are kind of in our pocket. And so I'm just working on solidifying that. So we're gonna give her some
happy to.
champagne there. And then we're gonna tell her she's charming.
You're gonna make me blush.
I know, it's great. And then we're gonna tell her to make
Don't
sure
panic. I'll look into it.
that she tells everyone she comes into contact to vote for me. Because we have a little bit of a problem. If we go to our election here, you can see some of our candidates here, and this guy right here. This is who I'm a little bit scared of. Now, obviously, I'm doing really well. I'm very popular. But we all know Donald Trump and what he can do. And so, he's a member of Parliament. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's been crazy. Crazy things have happened. But, yeah, so we're going to keep an eye on him. We might even take some action against him, get some campaign against him. We just don't want any chance of someone messing this up for us. As far as our global conflicts, the most serious actually is in Eritrea and Ethiopia in Africa. Ethiopia and I believe Sudan is the war that we got involved with a little bit, not militarily, but I did throw some embargoes on Sudan, I believe. Sudan definitely got the attention of the UN with how many civilians they were taking out, and that was starting to bother me. So we kind of came in here, and this is an extremely close battle. Look how many people have been killed. Wow, this has escalated. Now, a lot more Ethiopians have died, but currently they technically have at least more soldiers right now, only by a little bit. So you can see this is very close, and this is very near the end. This is where they're running out of assets here. Sudan still has friggin' 100 tanks. They got a couple hundred tanks more, unfortunately. I was really trying to kind of get in there, help Ethiopia out a little bit through a lot of sanctions on Sudan, weapon embargoes, killed their president actually, but they are still continuing to prevail. So we backed out of that. It's up to fate now. But yeah, they were taking out a lot of civilians, so we just kind of wanted to get in there. We helped out, and that is the reason why Ethiopia is still kind of hanging on. But I fear the worst for them. I think, I think after this year, that's going to be probably a different country. So we'll keep an eye on that. Massive, like I said, massive military drawdown is kind of what we were talking about before. We're going to leave the police alone. Immigration is just fine. Everything else we have been working, research has been focused on basically energy, anything to do with nuclear as well, nuclear fission. And so you can see advanced nuclear fission here. We got it patented. And matter sciences is what we're going to need to boost if we want to start learning this. So once we get advanced nuclear fission, we're going to really get into nuclear energy. Oh boy, here's Yellen. She's yelling at us. Let's see, 34 billion. Yeah, 16.48% of the GDP is what our deficit is. And very average growth, but I'm taking it slow with the growth. We have a lot of internal things we need to work on. Damn, dude, oh my gosh, it just keeps going up. Oh, these people. So this is the problem, getting these people back to work. And I'm wondering if our bill went through yet, but yeah, it looks like our people do not want to get back to work. And I've been cutting off their benefits, so we're going to start doing some hard cuts as well with how long we let them wait. You know, should I let them wait 8 months and give them money to find a job, or should I cut this down even more? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things. The minimum wage, should I bump it up to get people to come out to work? There's a lot of things we can do. But I've been doing a lot, and I've been spending a lot of money. Oh, nice. It's like everyone still loves us quite a bit. Popularity rating, we're gonna have no problem with this election. There's our meeting with Applegate. That's gonna be a positive event there. But yeah, this here actually explains kind of what's going on. We got a long-term vision for the election, so I already know I'm gonna win. I want us to win for like a long time. Crap. Yeah, there's the UN putting our dry snitching out there. So China's really gonna be pissed, but I mean, they need to stop trying to make nukes, or at least stop trying to hide it. And our bad unemployment rates are in the paper. So you can see, that is one thing we are going to work on. We're 30 minutes in though, but that's somewhat of the gist of where we're at. This election year, bad unemployment, that is true. 8% is not good. 8.4, that's, geez. So that's probably going to be the main focus. We have a lot of money to spare in this budget, and so we're going to work with that. We need to get the unemployment way down, get these people back to work. That's a big concern. Continue drawing down the defense. Unfortunately, I know what's going to happen when we do that, but we're going to do it anyway. We're just going with the Biden flow here. Okay, another important meeting. This is a meeting with the self-defense people. Obviously, they're not super cool with me because I've been doing some gun tax laws and anti-gun stuff. And so, since he doesn't hate me, I do want to try to appeal to him.
That's not to be turned down. Thank you.
Get him all drunk, because remember, I do want to work on grabbing and stealing this little slice of pie from the Republicans. I just want to take these 34, this 8%, and they also, let's see, the whole 8. Yeah, and I have a good relationship with the head there, the Secretary General, and so we're going to continue with that. With more of these right-leaning organizations, trying to get a little bit better with them.
You're not bad yourself.
Very good, and then we're not gonna encourage him for. I don't think he's gonna have people vote for me. That's a little extreme. Yet, let's just see if he'll speak nicely about me.
Okay, if it makes you happy.
Oh, are you like drunk? Can we maybe get you? Can we try?
Don't panic. I'll look into it.
Oh, let's go. Okay. Awesome. Hopefully he will do that. And that will continue to help me with snatching up some more of these votes, some more of this power, basically. But yeah. We're going to slow a little bit down on the infrastructure. Real quick though, before we go, I will show you the construction projects are still going. Very exciting. So our high-speed rail line from Spokane to Seattle that we created is still getting going here. It's taken a while. It's very expensive. I'll be able to actually look up where would it be? I should be able to look up actually how long it'll take. Anyway, that's going. Our California project is going as well. So we have this line going from Sacramento through Stockton, Modesto, goes to Oakland, does skip San Jose, but San Francisco and Fresno. We're connecting all of these cities together. Kind of in the sake of tourism, we're going to let those projects continue and kind of keep saving the budget at least. So let's see.
I want to inform you about the creation of a foundation for victims that is aimed at giving emergency financial aid thanks to private donations and good citizenship, given that the state isn't doing its duty.
Alright, well. Okay, that's kind of a passive aggressiveness there. Prime Minister of Canada wants to meet with us. We will do that. But yeah, let me slow that down.
Your politics are on the right track. At last, the fatherland is ahead who tackles the problems head on. And this is good for the troops' morale. Launch the attack, hold close your positions, The army is with you.
Huh. Interesting enough that the army's with me since I'm dismantling the crap out of them. But the army is very happy with me still because of Afghanistan. And so that went well for us. Not going well for Afghanistan right now. See the rebels are continuing to move here, and they are becoming more and more. The more I look at this, Kabul, okay, so Kabul is still standing, which is good, but probably not for long. Like, these guys are starting to snatch up some territory already. Yeah, yep, I'm glad I got out of there. Anyway, so yes, we're gonna stay away from global conflicts as much as possible. We are going to stay very oblivious to the sleeping giant panda over here. Any strengthening of relationships with Taiwan or Japan will be strictly business, not military or strategic as far as positioning. India and me are kind of not getting along. Where is this one map real quick? You'll be surprised. That's an epidemic map, wow. Oh, yes, India. I didn't realize that India and Russia were in a very good relationship. So this is a good relationship thing you can do. Click on any country and you can see kind of where you stand. There's another map as well, that comparative map, but there's one that kind of tells you their stance, you know, conservative rightist, right, authoritarian, extreme right. But yeah, I wanted to see how everyone over here was getting along with each other, so I can, you know, determine how I want to move. So, India and Russia, you wouldn't think was too important, but Russia is going to be very important because of Kakistan. Pakistan, as you can see, is at least favorable, neutralish, but turning green with Russia, and neutral with India. And then as far as Russia goes, Russia is very aligned with Kakistan and India. Kakistan is what I'm worried about here. I don't care about Russia, I don't care about India. Kakistan is where I'm getting all my uranium from right now. And so that is why I need to just be careful with insulting some of their friends, possibly, or some of their friends' friends. That's what I don't want to do. Go into energy here real quick. Get a uranium. Then we go to world info. They're still going to be up top now. There's Kakistan up there, very well up top, ahead of everybody else. And so we just want to keep an eye and keep an eye on them, make sure they can keep up with our demand, basically. Canada will be our second backup for uranium as their second in production. And so it's good that we have a good relationship with them. That should be a pretty good trade. I might even be able to make a free trade agreement with them for a really nice long-term like contract of just give me all your uranium, basically. And they don't use it. They're not using it. They're not into nuclear up there. So, anyway, yeah, that's a quick little thing of how we're doing. I might pause it and just wait to see how things are going in real life, or I might continue on. And then I definitely want to start as Haiti as well. I'm gonna play as Haiti. So, but we'll see. Let me know. Let me know what you think as far as the plans, if they could work. I mean. And then kind of what's going on, and for real though. Same thing here. Price of the oil went up about 10%, I believe. So a lot of things going on as well. So yeah, we'll see where we can get to. Yeah.